Sometimes now, since the UK government have announced that you can no longer bring dependents on the care worker visa, that is the code 6145 and 6146. A lot of you have been sending me DMs. A lot of you have also been commenting in my videos, like the one you can see on the screen now, asking me, my positivity, is the NHS exempted? What if I get a job with the NHS? Am I allowed to bring my dependents? What is this way forward? What is the honest truth? We want to know, Mama. Update us. We need to know so that we can focus our energy on the NHS and forget the private sector. This is why I am making this video, to address this particular question. So besties, if you still want to come to the UK on the health and care worker visa under the care worker subsection, that is the adult care work section, this video is for you. You want to find out how the COS works, and then if the NHS will allow you to bring dependent if you get this job, then I will encourage you to watch this video from the beginning to the very end, because guys, everything I will be discussing in this video, I will be showing you that on my screen. Why? I want you to get the real up-to-date information. Information is power. I don't want you to be deformed, besties. So you take the right decision and know what you are getting into. This is very, very important and vital. In today's video, the first thing I want to address is a message I got on one of my videos that I made about this care visa. Someone said, and I will read it out. He says, some people are fortunate. Their company has legit COS and just assigned it to them last week. They applied for priority visa and it was approved under 4 days. People are really struggling. May God help us. For some reasons, I want to address this topic before we go into the NHS bringing you. When she dropped this comment, as of the time I checked this to screenshot it, she had up to 8 likes to that comment. Now, I want you to understand that there are 2 different types of COS to the United Kingdom. We have the defined COS and the undefined COS. Anyways, when I saw this comment, I know there are a lot of people hunting for COS that they will still come to ask her, which company is that? Because I wanted her to land, right? And she was able to tell them that the people that got the COS are actually in the UK. Now, before we proceed, besties, if you are watching me for the first time, my name is Adeze and you are welcome to Ada King's channel, also the Positivity Gang family. You might want to be part of the Positivity Gang by hitting on that subscribe button down below. Remember to turn on post notifications so that each time I upload a new video, you will be the first to get notified. To all my returning subscribers, God bless you all. And don't forget, besties, to give this video a fat like so that YouTube recommend it to those people outside there still being disinformed, still being having doubts on how things is going on in the UK, because a lot of scammers are out there milking people of their hard-earned money. Please share this video. There is love in sharing. We rise by lifting others. Share this video. Let people get informed. Please. May God bless you as you do so. Let us proceed. A defined certificate of sponsorship is the COS that you apply for people outside the UK. An undefined COS is that one you do for those inside the UK. Maybe those switching employer, those switching visas, and what have you not. How this works is that for you to sponsor any person, both outside and inside UK, you must get your sponsor license. On getting your sponsor license, you will do allocation. The government of UK, the UKVI, will allocate COS to you. This allocation is in every 12 months. That is, They might say for your company, you might be allocated like 100 COS. That means you can only bring in 100 persons in a space of 1 year. So when you get this allocation, gives you the idea of the number of people you can be able to sponsor in a year. That is why sometimes when you ring an employer declaring interest to work for them, the employer will say to you, oh, call us back in 6 months' time. We have run out of our allocations. We can't sponsor at the moment. Why? Because they don't have an allocation to sponsor you. So those that have allocation, we assign you COS when they finally employ you. And they do this through this SMS system. What is the SMS system? The SMS means Sponsor Management System. So each employer, once they got the license, they will be creating an account with this SMS, the Sponsor Management System. That is where they got their cost allocation and assigned COS. For each COS assigned, there is a unique COS number applicable to you as an individual. Do you think the employers have these things down? No. For employer to assign you COS, they will go through the SMS system, the sponsor management system, to assign you the COS, which the government will also approve. And then they will generate that COS that is applicable to you. That is why 2 persons cannot use 1 COS. That is why when you input that COS number when doing your visa, it will bring out the details of the company and your details because it is specifically to you. COS that a company has COS, you will still go through the system to get it assigned. And that is where the problem is. All these people waiting for COS is not that the company does not have allocation. The company has allocation, but they are trying to assign the COS to you on a normal day. COS does not take 1 day, over 1 day for it to be assigned to you. 1 day, 2 days, highest a week, your COS is supposed to be out. The one that takes time, maybe they are still trying to do the sponsor license or they are still trying to get allocation. But once you have an allocation, it does not take time to assign you the COS. But currently, it is now taking time to assign you the COS, despite the fact that the company has allocation. That is what is currently happening. So I appreciate your effort, sis, but I need to clear the air so that those 8 people liking the video will understand how these things work. And those 2 that saw that comment that might be moved, right, and thinking maybe what's this woman saying? It is what it is, besties. Until the Home Office identify the evildoers, the explorers, before everything will come back to normal. Do not be deceived. Then on the issue of the NHS bringing you and you can bring your employer, I will need to go to my screen and read out what that one says. We are reading this directly from the NHS employer's website, so you hear what they have to say, so you can disregard any rumor regarding this. Why am I making this video? Listen to this. Still in my video, someone made this comment. Hi Ada, is the NHS also included in 11th March? The first person replied, no. The second person replied, if you get NHS course after 11 March, you don't have any problem and can still bring your family to the UK. NHS is exempted as they don't use the code 6145 and 6146. Hope this helps. Laughed. Let us see the reality on my screen. It is now a situation of reality versus expectation. Let's see the reality. As you can see from my screen, this article was published by the NHS employers themselves. And this was published on the 1st of February 2024. And it says, learn more on UK immigration policy for those on health and care visa or skilled worker visa. Right? So now, let us come down to see what they said. The change being made on the health and care visa route will only affect care workers and senior care workers from 11th March 2024. Care workers of SOC 6145 and senior care workers 6146 will be unable to bring dependents when they migrate to the UK. And only CQC registered providers in England will be able to sponsor health and care visa applicants. These changes does not affect those employed on a health and care visa on other occupation codes. So this is only applicable to care workers. This is from the NHS website. Other changes such as increase in salary thresholds do not apply to the health and care visa routes. Health and care visa holders will continue to be exempt from paying the immigration health surcharge. Now listen. These exemptions only cover those on a health and care visa. Overseas workers requiring a general skilled work visa, such as data analysts, IT, and finance professionals, etc., but sponsored by an NHS organization, would be subject to these changes. I told you guys, besties, that NHS employs data analysts, IT personnel, financial people in finance, guys, a lot to be explored with NHS. That is why you should not miss our live video coming up on Wednesday. Yes, you heard me right. This Wednesday by 7 p.m. British time. Bestie, tell a friend to tell a friend. I mean the 21st of February 2024. Join our live video. We are going to move you to a profession that will enable the NHS to hire you, and how you are going to go about it. A company is coming to address you. So guys, don't miss that video for anything. If you have been overseas, you are looking for a switch in employment to enable you come to UK with your dependents, that video is for you. If you are in the UK, you are having issues already, you need another job altogether with the NHS or other organizations that will enable you to stay back with your dependents, don't miss my live video for anything on Wednesday. Tell a friend to tell a friend. After this video, check my live section. The video is already there waiting for you. I have scheduled it down, besties. So go and check it out on the notification so you don't miss that live video for anything. See you guys on Wednesday, besties. So we already know about the £38,000 of the new salary threshold, right? So let's not go into that. Let's go into the topic that brought us here. All right. So coming down, the NHS have defined for you what this health and care visa means. They said applies to those on health and care visa, such as doctors, nurses, allied health professionals, etc. So the care worker is no longer under this health and care visa now, right? A list of applicable roles can be found on government.uk government website. The health and care visa is a subtype of the skilled worker visa. During the application process, you will be asked, this is what the government will ask you, if you're applying for a health and care visa, and you will select yes, not if you are applying to the NHS. So the person saying that the NHS does not use the 6145 and 6146, I don't understand you. Are you now saying the NHS is employing healthcare assistants as nurses, or they're employing them as what exactly? Please let us be guided. There is nothing like that. Care visa is care visa. 6145 is 6145. 6146 is 6146. This is what the government have classified it as, no matter who you are working for. Support work, healthcare assistant, senior care assistant, domiciliary worker, mention it. You are all classified under the care worker visa, under the 6145 and 6146. The only people exempt are nurse assistants, nursing assistants, which is 6141. That is nursing assistants and auxiliary nurses. And those people are those that have a background, those that have diploma nurses, those that are registered nurses, but they couldn't get the band needed for IELTS to pursue their nursing. They can come in as nursing assistants. They can come in as auxiliary nurses. This is another video I will do in this page. They can come in as nursing associates. The increased salary threshold does not apply to the health and care worker visa. The health and care worker visa will continue to be exempt from paying IHS. They can still bring dependents to the UK as part of their visa. Dependents have a generic right to work, meaning they can be employed by the NHS in other sector or not to work. Remember, in this context, the NHS now is referring to doctors, nurses, and other health professionals as the health and care worker visa. They can bring dependents, be guided. Coming down, only CQC regulated providers in England will be able to sponsor health and care visa applicants, of which trusts are already registered. So they are telling you that all the NHS trusts have been registered with the CQC. That means they are approved to bring in people. So let us leave the skilled worker, guys. I want to focus on the business of the day. Look at it, social care. So the NHS has classified the care workers under social care, and that is where it belongs, adult social care. Listen, applications for care workers, SOC 6145, and senior care workers, SOC 6146, received after 11th March 2024 will no longer be able to bring dependents to the UK as part of their visa. Is this making sense to you now? Very clear and straight to the point. I hope this is very clear now and understood. So wherever you get that information that the NHS will employ you and you bring dependents under care visa, under care work, is not true. Please disregard that information. But if the NHS have brought you to the UK as a nursing assistant, as an auxiliary nurse, or as a nursing associate, you are qualified to bring dependents. So those of you that are nurses, those of you that have diploma nurses, those of you that have auxiliary nurses, wait for me. On Thursday, I will teach you how you can get a job in the UK and bring your dependents. So let us proceed. It's a different code altogether, and you can bring dependents. And please, NHS will not employ you as a nursing assistant if you do not meet the requirements. They will give you the code 6145 and 6146 for those coming to do healthcare assistants band 3 down, on which they can only sponsor band 3. Anything band 4 is a nursing assistant. Care workers and senior care workers already in the route will be able to remain with their dependents, including extending, changing employer within these SOC codes and settlements. So those of us in the route, we are not affected. We are not. So if you are in the UK and you are panicking, don't panic. So far you are legally working, you are not served days to leave the UK, you still have your employment, you are not affected. Where a care worker or senior care worker is in the route before the immigration rules change it, but has not yet brought dependents, they will be allowed to bring dependents during their sponsorship. So whether you are in the UK and your dependents are not here, but you have come to the UK before this rule, you are qualified to bring in your dependents anytime, any day. Individuals who are in the UK on any other route, including where that route permits dependents, who switch into the care visa as a care worker or senior care worker after these dates, will not be able to stay with or bring over dependents. So you are a student, you decided to switch to the care worker after 11th of March, your dependents will leave the UK. You cannot bring dependents. You are on another visa, you decided to come to the care visa after 11th March, your dependents will leave the UK. You can't bring your dependents. Is this making any sense now? The increased salary threshold does not apply to care workers. It is still the same rate, £20,960 per annum or £10.75 per hour. They will continue to be exempt from the IHS, so care workers will not be allowed to pay for IHS fee. Guys, to further buttress my point, to show you more on this, I came to this Government of UK website that said Home Office in the media. All right, so let's see what they said about reducing net migration fact sheet. This was published still in 1st of February 2024. So let us see. Key measures the government is taking, or the stopping overseas care workers from bringing family dependents and all that. So let's see when they ask them about the NHS. Let's look at the screen. Will the NHS be impacted by these changes? And they said, these changes will not affect doctor or nurses. NHS will continue to have access it currently enjoys. So it will not affect doctors and nurses and not care assistants. So guys, this is it. This is the honest truth. This is what is obtainable. So besties, as you can see from my screen, it is very obvious now that the NHS, even if you get this job from the NHS, you are not going to bring your dependents. Care work is care work. When you are doing your application, there is no part that asks you if you are applying to the NHS or not. Please, let's be guided. It is very, very clear now. So guys, if I get more information on this, I have planned to call the NHS as well. I will discuss this in our live video on Wednesday. Don't miss it for anything. But guys, this is the honest truth. This is what it is. You cannot bring dependents on the care visa, whether you are coming through the NHS or the private sector. Please disregard any information telling you can bring your dependents. You can only do so if you are employed as a nursing assistant or a nursing associate or a nursing auxiliary, which I will teach you guys how to get those jobs, the documents you need to get these jobs. If it's healthcare assistant band 3, guys, you cannot bring dependents, whether it's the NHS or not, you won't. Right? Why I made this video is to clear your doubts and nothing more, so you know what you are getting into, so you know the truth, because only the truth can set you free. So besties, I wish you guys the very, very best of luck. And we all pray that things turns out better. This article I showed you, the last one, it was debated there. Your question, people asking them how they want to achieve it and all that. And they have plans in place that they want to explore. Let's see how this keeps up. And we know the UK, they can wake up any day and change this rule and say, oh, carers, please start bringing dependents, right? So guys, this is what it is. See you guys in our next video coming up on Wednesday, 7 p.m. British time, which is our live video, our family meeting. See you all, besties. My prayers are with you all. God will perfect it and it will all come to pass. Bye for now.